the game Hawken, which 2 days ago Hawken came out and we wanted to do a review on it. But, like I said, we couldn't do it because of technical issues that we were having. So now, once he gets back to his main location, me and him will be actually reviewing the game. And yes, it is a free-to-play game, so we will be covering it. So we will be giving you guys information on what games are good for free-to-play and what are not. I will be also doing reviews on World of Tanks and War Thunder. But, close case, time to open back the files for Resident Evil 5. So, is Resident Evil 5 a good game? Yes. Yes, it is. It is a very good game. Sadly, the gameplay is, on the campaign, not very much long. Playing this game on the easiest difficulty is 4 hours. Playing it on normal and hard, roughly around, say, I would say at least 5 hours for normal and 6 for survivor, depending on how many deaths and complications you have. Maybe longer.
Destination coordinates.
But, however, this game does have more gameplay when it adds the DLCs, which the DLCs are already included, which is great, because honestly, it would be very, very shameful if Capcom just made this as a completely separate deal and just had no of the DLCs, which I think that was a big scandal right there, if they would have done that.
And be careful.
Now, if I were to compare this game with Resident Evil 6, I would have to say Resident Evil 6 is a little bit better because of its combat system is a little bit smoother. At the same time, this one is too, because, you know, I simply whipped out a knife just right there. When I was in Resident Evil 6, I had to click on an item and then whip out my knife. That's how it was. Well, it's different in this. At the same time, I also like the weapon varieties in this game a lot better than I do Resident Evil 6, because Resident Evil 6 weapon varieties were a little too unrealistic. I mean, they completely just made up names and just went with it, which I disliked. I liked them with when they had normal weapons like the SIG 552, the HK MP5. They done that also to Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, which a lot of people hated, but Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City brought a little bit more element to that game, which, sadly to say, that game deserved a lot more credit than it should have had. At the same time, though, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City didn't bring the horror elements. It didn't. This game brought a little bit of the horror elements, but it didn't bring enough. As in Resident Evil 4, it brought more of the horror elements, but at the same time more of the gun element. What else should I say? This game's AI is kind of good, but also stupid. I mean, there's been times where the AI will literally get crushed in the door and wouldn't know what the hell to do with the door. So it's kind of a little bit stupid. And I can't get it. There we go. So, saying that, however, I think the AI was a little bit better in Resident Evil 6. But then again, that's probably because I gave it too much credit. Not like that, but I like the aiming better in Resident Evil 6 because they took away the laser and added like a real HUD, you know, the aiming crosshairs. I like that better than the whole laser bit. But then again, I can see how the laser bit helped, you know, you're not looking down the iron sights, which I would have liked and whatnot. But, anywho, I also like Resident Evil 5 for the simple fact that it brings a little bit of what's called a hunting collector element to it, where you're actually having to search and look for treasure. After all, this is in Africa, and we all know that in Africa there are diamonds. Lots of diamonds. So I'm a horrible shot right now. So, yeah. At that point, it's just it gets a little bit more gameplay to it. It means you have to look, you have to search, you know, and brings a little bit more to it. And not only that, but it brings more elements to the game. Oh, and here's a good example of what I mean by treasure. There you go. First treasure. Now, of course, you know, you don't get the infinite ammo right off the bat. You know, you got to complete the game to unlock it, you know, like most games do.
The locals were hostile. We had to use force. We don't have any
So,
contingency plans for this situation.
in the Outer Banks of this game, it feels a little down, meaning they didn't bring much to the game, but then again, at the same time, they brought enough to it where the game deserves a good rating, in my opinion.
Thanks.
I mean, this game alone
Give me a grenade.
was just, it was good. It was really good. I played it on the Xbox 360 and no DLCs, and it was a good game. It really was. It was a great, fun experience. And then shortly after I heard about this coming out for the PS4, I was just like, oh, hey, you know, let's go back to the old days. The days when this was good. And, you know, it's just been growing. It's just been a good game. I mean, there's nothing more I could say about it. It's a good game. If you're not a big fan of the Resident Evil series, you know, this would be a good game for you to actually start out with, because this game gives you a little bit of a background history to the game, because it has files which you see where the beginning of this started, which was in the 70s and 60s, and it really did started during the 70s and 60s, because I'm a big lore into this game. So,
Wait a minute.
not only that, but at the same time, this game overall is a 7 out of 10. No, I take that back. I have to give it a 6 because I just remembered something. Sometimes there's been graphic issues, there's been some graphic issues where the textures have gone really, really low. So I have to deduct the point off of that. And I also have to deduct the point because the overall realism in this game, which, of course, that's a Resident Evil game. I mean, well, like, you're thinking, what am I talking about? Realism and whatnot. I mean, There's no realism to this game. Well, I have to point out what I mean by that is you don't expect this. You know, you think, oh, well, shooting that, you would think, oh, it wouldn't do anything. Well, no. Shooting a 50 cal bullet would actually done something. And that's what I mean by a little bit of realism. I mean, like that. I wish I kind of brought a little bit of the realism from Left 4 Dead. I mean, if I shoot a 50 cal in some dude's chest like this, it's gonna blow a hole. You know, I kind of want games to be like that. A little bit more realism. Like this. Boom. Blew a hole in his stomach. Or at least should have blown a hole in his stomach. It's things like this that most people would say, oh no, it shouldn't be like that. It'll be too gory and whatnot. Well, if you're gonna make a Resident Evil game, make it like that. Because I've played enough Resident Evil games where it has done that. I've played Resident Evil games to the point where realism actually mattered. Well, not so much in this game. Although I do like this. I do like the fact that if you shoot them in the head, sometimes, you know, their head pops off, like completely pops off. I mean, here's a good example. If I could get the headshot. There we go. You know, a 50 cal would definitely do that. Definitely would just blew his head off.
Did you hear that, Sheva? Help's
So.
on the way.
But yeah, my rating on this is a 6 out of 10. I'll talk to my buddy Mur about it when he gets back home. I don't know where the hell he is now. Oh, hello. So, and also, I love that. That's a little bit of realism right there. I mean, if you shoot a guy with an RPG, you know, you expect that. Let's see, watch. Just gone. Just gone. Here we go again. Ready, fire! Gone. There's nothing of him left. So, just gone. Just nothing to mention. Just gone. So. Alright, so my overall review is, like I said, a 6 out of 10. When my buddy Murray comes back home, we'll give it a group review, which we'll do group reviews, and we'll determine off of his base reviews and a combination of my reviews, which when we do group reviews, the points are very low. So, for instance, if mine's a 7 out of 10, his is like, or mine's a 6 out of 10, his is like a 5 out of 10. We lower the numbers, we group it together, and we'll determine it that way. Like, if we were to group it together, we would give it like a 5 out of 10 or a 4 out of 10. Or we would give it a 6 out of 10, like I would give it, or 5.5 or 5.6, something like that. So, but yeah, my review, 6 out of 10. So, like, subscribe, check me out on Twitch. I'm always posting new videos every day. Sometimes I go on here and post new videos on YouTube just to keep the rhythm going. And not only that, but also to keep y'all from buying games that are bad. I mean, there's a couple of games that are bad, and we want to review them where y'all won't get them, and y'all save money to get good games that we will get, and we will have fun. I mean, don't support bad gaming. This generation, there's more bad gaming than there are good. We're trying to fight for that. We support the Angry Joe Show, and we support the XP Gamers. Those two YouTubers know the way of good gaming, and I should know. I've watched these guys for over 5 years, and I should know. So, anyway, like, subscribe. I'll put their links, also my link to the Twitch on there. So I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.